Hi, I'm Terry. Welcome to Yoga with Terry. Today we're going to do a full flow class, concentrating on alignment so you can get the full benefits of the stretches for your body. Let's get into something stretchy and I'll meet you on our mat. And just standing on your mat, let's start out with some cleansing breaths. Breathe in. And exhale, making that whisper sound in the back of your throat, your ujjayi breath, in and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now just step into the front of your mat. Let's breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Look at your toes. Make sure your toes are touching. Your heels are a wee bit apart. Your weight is leaning forward on the front of your feet. You don't want to be leaning back. Put a little micro bend in your knees. That helps stretch the body of the muscle instead of the attachments. And if you need to rest your hands here for support or on your shins, wherever's good for you. And what I want you to do is try to keep your back as straight as possible. So a lot of people curl over like that. You want to keep it straight. Look down at your mat. Breathe that ujjayi breath. As if you're fogging up a mirror, you kind of make this sound. So breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. You want to keep up that even breathing. It calms your body. What it does is massages the vagus nerve that's in the back of your throat. And it helps you calm your body, kind of balances you out if you're in a stressful situation. In yoga, we're putting our body in stressful situations. So the breath tells our body, oh, we're okay, we're fine. Now take a breath in, come halfway up. Exhale, fold forward. Now place your right hand in front of your feet. I put my hand across my feet. You can put it whatever feels comfortable for you. Spread your fingers, grip the mat with your fingertips. Inhale, bend your right knee and let your left hand come to the ceiling. And stretch. You want to stretch your shoulders apart, your fingers to the ceiling, and hold it here. But remember that breath. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's change sides. Your left hand goes in front of your feet. Grip the mat with your fingers. Bend your left knee. Inhale. Bring that arm up to the ceiling and stretch out those shoulders. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue with that breath. Stretch out those shoulders. Get a nice little twist in your spine. Inhale, exhale, bring your hand down. Keep that micro bend in your knees. Now you can see my legs kind of hyperextend a wee bit, and you might think you're getting a bit further, but if you practice with the micro bend, straight back, your forward fold, you get further and further into it. Now grab your hands behind you, put your palms together, And if this is as far as you can go, you stay right here. If you can just get them here, that's perfectly fine. If you can raise them over, go as far as you possibly can. Keep looking at your toes. Nice chest expansion. Don't forget your breathing. Bring your hands to the mat. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands touching. Exhale into mountain pose. Now standing where you are, we're going to do a little side stretch. I'll turn and face you. Breathe in, arms up. You can clasp your hands and just sort of sway back and forth, just to get your spine a little bit lubricated. Now lean over to the left. Look at your feet, make sure they're straight, parallel to each other. Reach over. Some people like to grab the wrist, give themselves a little bit more of a stretch, whatever feels good for you. But remember, you don't want to lean forward. So while you're here, you want to be nice and straight, looking underneath your armpit. Now take your left leg, step it over in front of your right leg, and let your hip come further out. This gives you your IT band a nice stretch. And again, keep it straight, look under your armpit, and come all the way up. Just kind of wiggle your spine around a little bit, whatever feels good. And let's lean over to the left. Oh no, we just did left. Lean over to the right. And again, if you want to grab a hold of that wrist and stretch a little further, whatever feels good for you. Look under your armpit. Keep your body straight. Now take your right leg, step in front of your left, and stretch out the IT band. Look down at your foot, make sure it's parallel or parallel to the ends of your mat. Inhale, come all the way up. Stand in mountain pose, roll out your shoulders. Now from here, inhale, let's start our sun salutations. Exhale, forward fold, toes together, heels a wee bit apart. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step back into plank. Half push up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Now let's make our adjustments. Move your feet so that they are about hip width apart. Look at your hands. You want your fingers grabbing a hold of the mat, which creates a nice little concave right in your palm. Now this is the most stable position and safest for your wrists. And again, you can put a little micro bend in your knees. Now, think of your shoulders. Take them away from your ears. And then try to think about turning your elbows so they're facing the front of the mat. Inhale, stretch further into that down dog pose. On your next inhalation, step to the front of the mat. Come halfway up, toes are touching, heels apart. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, step back into plank. Half push up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Now let's just hold it here. Let our back sort of stretch. Shoulders away from your ears. Exhale into down dog. Make your adjustments. Move your feet apart. Make those fingers grab a hold of the mat. Look at your knees. Bring your shoulders away from your ears. And think about turning your arms, your elbows facing the front of your mat. It's not going to happen unless you're super, super hyperflexive. Hold it here. Inhale, step to the front of the mat. Toes together. Halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, into mountain pose. Let's do another sun salutation. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step back into plank. Half push up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale into down dog. Adjust your feet, adjust your hands. Let's hold it here. Get those shoulders away from your ears. Hold it here. Think of your breathing. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Step forward. Toes together. Halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale into mountain pose. Wiggle out your shoulders, wiggle out your back. Inhale. Exhale, squat down so your fingers are touching the mat. Inhale, into chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step into plank. Half push up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward. You want your heels in alignment, your back foot at 45 degrees into warrior 1. Bring your hands up. Look at your hands. Feel that stretch in your back leg. Hold it here. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat. Into plank, half push up, upward facing dog. Exhale into down dog. Hold it here just for a wee bit. Inhale, step your left leg forward, heels in a line, back foot at 45 degrees. Inhale, inhale, bring your hands up into warrior 1. Look at your hands. Feel that stretch right here. And on your next inhalation, bring your hands down into plank. Half push up. upward facing dog. Exhale into down dog. Make your adjustments. Fingers gripping the mat. Shoulders away from your ears. Breathe into the pose. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue with that balanced breathing. Next inhale, step your foot forward, toes together. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, squat down. Arms up into chair. Exhale into mountain pose. And again, inhale. Exhale, squat down. Fingers touch the mat. Inhale into chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step back into plank. Half push up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. And let's stay here. Make all your adjustments. Feet about hip width apart. Fingers grabbing a hold of the mat. And raise your right leg up into three-legged dog. Hold it here. Bend your knee. And then kind of stack your hips. Let your leg fall back. Feel that stretch in your right side. Now just kind of rotate your knee. Other direction. Back to three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your right knee to your right wrist. And what I want you to do, we're going to get in the perfect position. I have done this wrong for years until just recently, and it feels so much better to do it correctly. So what I want you to do is bring your shin so it's parallel to the front of your mat. Now, you're going to say, that really, really hurts. If you get your blocks or your beach towels or your blanket, whatever, you bring up your hip, and this gives you more of a stretch right in that hip. So if you need to put 2 blocks underneath you, put 2 blocks under there. It's all fine. Once you start getting into the correct position, you'll find your body will stretch more or let you stretch more. So let's hold it here. Keep your chest nice and high. Breathe that balanced breathing. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now there are some people that have super flexible hips. I'm not one of them. My hips are super tight. So every human body is different, and you have to accept that. Never be in competition with your neighbor at yoga class or your friend and think, well, how come she can do it? Her body's made different. Okay, from here, let's reach back, bend that left knee, grab a hold of your foot. If you need a strap, use a strap or a towel, whatever, and just bring it in. That's going to stretch the front of your leg, and I'm sure you can feel it. Hold it here. Breathe that balanced breathing. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release that leg. Now let's lean forward just as far as you can. If you need to put a block here, or if this is just as far as you want to go, that's fine. If you want to go further, come down to your elbows. You get a little more stretch in that hip. I used to do it incorrectly where I didn't bring my shin parallel to the front of my mat, and I always felt it was hurting my knee. Well, your knee has a bit of rotation, which you really don't want to play with, and that's what's hurting. You want to stretch right in your hip. Okay, walk yourself up, push back into downward dog. Now just walk your dog, wiggle your hips, whatever feels good. Move your block for the other side. Now bring your left leg up into three-legged dog. Hold it here, squeeze those butt cheeks so you get it higher, higher, higher. Now bend your left knee, kind of stack your hips, and drop that foot back. Feel that stretch. Just rotate your knee around, other direction. Back to three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your left knee to your left wrist. Now let's adjust that front leg so your shin is parallel to the front of your mat. Grab a hold of your block or your beach towels, your blanket, whatever you're using. Rest your hip on it. And you want to stretch this back leg as far as you can. Look back, make sure it's straight behind you, it's not out here. Nice and straight. Top of your foot is on the mat. And hold it here. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you may notice a difference from side to side. That's normal, just like everybody's made different. Usually our two sides are a little different. We have a dominant side, a tighter side, a looser side. So holding it here, feel that stretch in your left hip. You also are getting a slight stretch in the front on your right hip. Your hip flexors a little bit, your psoas a little bit. Just hold it here. Now, let's reach back, grab a hold of that right foot with our right hand. Bring it in, stretch that front quad. Hold it here. And release. Now let's lower to the floor. Like I said, if this is far enough for you, you stay right here. You can come down to your elbows. You put your head on the mat. Wherever's good for you. And when you're in fold, most people will try to use their belly. You want to suck that belly button back to your spine, and you'll come a little bit further into that pose. And let's push back into down dog. Just walk your dog, wiggle your hips. Inhale, step to the front of your mat, toes together. Forward fold. Now inhale, come Look at your hands. Exhale into mountain pose. Now step your right foot back. Turn on your heels. So your feet, your right foot is facing the back of your mat. Your left foot is at a 45 degree and your hips parallel to the long edge of your mat. Arms out. Inhale. Exhale. Lean over as far as you can. Way, way over. Then drop your hand. Bring your left hand up to the ceiling. Now, if this is as far as you can go, you stay right here. But a lot of people think, oh, I can go right down. And this is what happens. They turn. You want to stay with your chest facing the long edge of your mat, just as if there was a wall behind you. So your bum is against the wall and your shoulders. And again, you don't want your neck all crimped, so look straight down at your foot. Now just turn your head and gaze at the ceiling. Hold it here. Inhale, push yourself up. Rotate on your heels. Your right foot's facing the front of your mat. Your back foot's at 45 degrees. Your heels should be in alignment, so move around. Your hips parallel to the long edge of the mat. Arms out straight. Inhale. Exhale. Lean over as far as you can. Lean, 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 lean. Now cartwheel your arms down. Reach up to the ceiling with that right hand. Think of that wall behind you. So bring your right hip sort of more forward, and that'll get you in a little bit better alignment. And wherever you are, you can slide a little bit further in the pose, opening that chest. Arms straight up, reaching for the ceiling. Inhale, push all the way up. Turn, so you're facing the back of your mat. Check your heels. You want good alignment. Back foot at 45 degrees. This time, your pelvis is parallel to the short end of your mat. Hands on your hips. Inhale, bring your left arm up. Exhale, reach it forward as far as you can. And bring it down to the mat. And again, don't let your right hip come way out. You want to keep it tucked in. If you can leave your left or your right hand on your hip, or you can reach to the ceiling and look up. This challenges your balance a wee bit. Think of that balanced breathing. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now come all the way up. Rotate. Let's do the other side. Your left foot facing the front of your mat. Back foot at 45 degrees. And again, you want your heels lined up. Turn so your pelvis is parallel to the front of the mat. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, reach forward as far as you can. Come down, place your hand on the mat. Left hand reaches for the ceiling. Twist, open up that chest. Hold it here. And breathe. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And push all the way up. Turn, so you're facing the back of your mat. You want your stance further apart this time. Make sure your heels are in alignment. Adjust your position. Pelvis parallel to the long edge of the mat. Bend that front leg. You don't want your knee to come over your ankle. So if that's the case, stretch it out a little bit more. Bring your right forearm on your right right thigh. You can stay here, creating a nice straight line from your head to your toes. You can take your arm up over your head and reach, reach, reach as far as you can. Hold it here. If you want more of a challenge, bring your hand down to the floor, keeping that nice straight line, stretching it out. Inhale, push all the way up. Let's do the other side. Make all our adjustments, heels in alignment, back leg at 45 degrees, bend that front leg, adjust your stance, left arm on your left thigh, and again, if this is as far as you want to go, that's fine. Inhale, bring your arm up, over your head, stretch it out in a straight line. You can stay right here, or a bit more challenge. Bring your fingers down to the mat. That means bringing your hips a little bit further down. And hold it here. Look under your armpit. Hold it here. Inhale, come all the way up. Now let's bring our feet a little closer together. Turn so your right foot is facing the back of your mat. 45 degrees with your back foot. Turn your hips so they're facing the short edge of your mat. Hands behind you. Palms together in prayer position. You want to keep your palms together, elbows winged out. Inhale. Exhale. Fold over that front leg. Now keep a slight micro bend in your knee. Hold it here. Look at your toes. Keep your palms together so your elbows are winged out. Hold it here. Bring that belly button to your spine. Inhale, come all the way up. Rotate on your heels, adjust your feet, heels in alignment, back foot at 45 degrees. Turn so your hips are parallel to the short end of your mat. Palms up together in prayer position. Inhale, exhale, bend over that front leg. Keep a micro bend in your knee. Look at your toes, palms together, elbows winged out, belly button to your spine. And hold it here. Inhale, come all the way up. Turn so your pelvis is in line with the long edge of your mat. Your feet are parallel. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over those legs. You want your feet parallel. If you feel that this is not enough of a stretch and you want to go a little further, widen up your legs. Put your hands between your feet, elbows pointing back between your legs. Your weight is mostly on your front of your foot. And hold it here. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale and exhale. Now from here, look up and bend your knees. Now you want your feet to be pointing outwards so they're in the same plane as your feet. And lean over. Your right foot comes up. You're leaning over your left leg. Feel that stretch in your right inner thigh. Inhale, let's do the other side. Left foot points to the ceiling. Now let's just go back and forth. To the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. Now let's parallel our feet. Bring your hands behind you, clasp your fingers, palms together, and then let the weight of those arms bring you a little further into that stretch. Think of your balanced breathing. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue with that balanced breathing. Now put your hands on your waist. Inhale, come all the way up. Kind of wiggle your feet in a wee bit. Bring your arms out and jump your feet together. Good job. Oh, my nose is itchy today. Okay, standing at the front of your mat. Just do a little forward fold. Wiggle your hips. Wiggle your back. Just get kind of loosened up. Now let's do our balances. I'm on a thick mat, so I'm just going to step off the mat. And let's do our tree pose. Anchor your right foot to the ground. Spread those toes. Now you can keep your foot here. You can leave your toes on the ground. You can bring it up, wherever is comfortable for you. My foot always slides down, so I just leave it here. Hands in front of you in prayer position. Look at one spot on the floor. Think of only yourself, nothing else. Now clasp your fingers, turn your palms up. Bring your hands to the ceiling, stretch it up. Now you don't want your ribs sticking up. You want to kind of give yourself a pelvic tilt. Stretch it up. Release your fingers, let your tree grow. Now reach down. You're still concentrating on one spot on the floor. Grab a hold of your foot in half lotus and just let gravity work that hip. And just hold it here. And release that foot. Let's do the other side. Anchor that left foot down, toes wide. And again, you can leave your foot so your toes are touching the ground. You can put them right on your calf. Just don't push it on your knee, not right here. Or you can bring it right up to the top. Wherever's comfortable for you, you just want it to stay there. Hands in prayer position. Concentrate on one spot on the floor. Interlace your fingers. Turn your palms up. Reach to the ceiling. Don't let your ribs flare out. Kind of give yourself a little bit of a pelvic tilt. Whoop. And let your tree grow. And if you fall over, it's not a problem. Just get back in the pose. Grab a hold of that foot in half lotus. So you want your foot quite a ways over. You don't want it like, you don't want to be holding it here. You want it, it gives it a bit different stretch. Keep your hand on your waist, keep it up in the air, fall over. And let gravity do its work. Let it just pull your hip down. Shake out your legs. Good job. And now, come to your front of your mat. Bring your hands up. Inhale. Step your right foot back. Turn. Arms stay up. Bend that front leg into warrior one. Now let's hold it here. Think of our alignment. You don't want your hips out here, your shoulders out. You want them parallel to the front of your mat. Arms up as high as you can get it. And you'll feel that little stretch in your left hip. Inhale, bring your arms straight out to the side. Rotate your entire body. So now your chest and your hips are parallel to the long edge of the mat. Look over your right hand into warrior one. Hold it here. Inhale into reverse warrior. Your right arm comes to the ceiling, left arm resting on your back leg. Reach it up as high as you can. Keep that front knee bent. Inhale. Let's rotate to the other side. Let's get into alignment. Pelvis, shoulders parallel to the short edge of your mat. Bend that front leg. Inhale, arms up into warrior one. Look at your hands. Inhale, let your arms come out. Rotate your whole body. So now your hips and shoulders parallel to the long edge of the mat, but you don't want your knee to cave forward. Keep it over those toes. Hands facing the floor. Look over your left hand. Stretch those arms out as if you're going to reach the walls. Hold it here. Warrior two. Inhale. Reverse warrior. Left arm reaches for the ceiling. Back hand just resting on your back leg. Keep that front knee bent. And look up at your left hand. Inhale and release. Step to the front of your mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, toes together, heels apart. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale into plank. Half push up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Adjust your position. Wiggle your hips around. Cat-cow your back. Shoulders away from your ears. Now jump your feet close to your hands. So your feet are on the edge of your mat. Now I'll turn and face you so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So you want your knees and your feet to be at the same angle. Put your elbows against your knees and then just push up, hands in prayer position. You want your back as straight as you can. You don't want to be hunched over like this. So just bring your elbows a little bit further up your legs. Hold it here. Breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now place your right hand down on the mat. Left arm reaches up for a little bit of a twist. And if you want to go into a bind where you bring your left hand behind, your right hand reaches around your leg, You're more than welcome to do the bind. I'm going to stay right here. Inhale, come back. Inhale, hands into prayer position. Hold it here. Now, put your left hand on the mat. Right hand reaches up. And again, if you want to go into that bind, by all means, go ahead. Your right hand comes behind you. Your left arm wraps around. And you can stay in that bind or you can stay right here. Whatever's good for you. Inhale. Hands back in prayer position. Now, you should all be near the front of the mat. I'm just going to turn so I'm in the same place as you guys. Now, grab your blocks or pillows or your beach towels or blankets, whatever you're using, and set your blocks in front of you. Hands go to the ground. Now, I want you to grab a hold of the mat with your fingers. And this creates arches and domes in your hands, and it is the most secure and safest. So while you're here, you want your knees resting on your forearms. Now just lean over. You can stay right here if you like, but try to lift one leg. Now try to lift the other leg. Your blocks are in front of you just for a security blanket. And if you can, keep your head up, lift your feet off the ground. Hold it here in a crow. Good job. And release. And you can move your blocks and just come to a seated position on the mat. Extend your legs. And we're going to do a forward fold. Now I like to wiggle my bum back. Some people like to move the flesh away. Whatever feels good for you. You want your feet straight up and down. Inhale, arms up, look at your hands. Exhale, fold forward. And again, let's see if we can't keep our back straight. So wherever you are, if you're here, that's fine. Keep your back straight. You don't want to be doing this. Right here. And some people may want to put a block or their blanket underneath their bum. That just gets them a little bit higher, their hips a bit higher, and they can go into that fold a bit better. Whatever feels good for you. Keep your feet pointing to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward a little bit further. Look at your toes. With every exhalation, feel yourself go a little further into that fold. Now you can take your block and put it at the end of your feet and hold it there if you like. Some people can put 2 blocks. I can't quite do 2 blocks. You can hold it here, but look at your toes. And you want to wing your elbows out and pull yourself a wee bit into that fold. Inhale, come up. Now we're going to do half hero. So bring your right foot so your heel is right next to your hip. Now I tend to fall over to the left side, so I'm going to put a blanket a little bit under my left hip to keep me from falling that way. You want your left toes pointing to the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, fold over that front leg. And wherever you're comfortable, if this is as far as you can go, that's fine. You can support yourself with your hands on your shin or your knee, but do try to keep your back straight. And your toes pointing straight to the ceiling. And think of your breathing. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue with that balanced breathing. Now let's come up. Keep your legs just where they are. Left toe pointing to the ceiling. Now I want you to lean back, just as far as you're comfortable. If this is as far as you can go, perfectly fine. Just where you're comfortable, but you want to keep your right knee on the mat. Hold it here. You're getting an internal rotation on your right hip as well as the stretch of your quad. If you can lay flat on the mat, by all means, you can lay flat down. Hold it here. Think of that balanced breathing. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And as your quad is releasing, you may feel a bit more of a stretch up near kind of your tummy a bit. You're stretching your hip flexors. Okay, let's push ourselves up. And let's change legs. So bring your left foot, so your heel is right by your hip, your toe, your back toe is pointed. And again, see, I tend to fall over this way. If you sort of widen your leg a little bit, it helps. But I also like to put my blanket right here. And let's inhale. Exhale, fold over that leg. Now your blankets are relatively cheap. You can get them $15 online. Or you can go to Mexico, where I got this one for $3. And you get to have a margarita. And again, remember, try to keep your back straight, looking at your toe. And if you want to stay right here and support yourself, or your hands on your shin, your ankle, your foot, wherever's comfortable for you. This is your practice, and it's just for you. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now, let's lean back. And again, if this is as far as you can go, perfectly fine. Stay right here. You'll find that through the stretch, you'll get a little further down, a little further down. And this is all loosening up the hips, the hamstrings, the quads. In traditional, or in yoga traditional, they say that you hold a lot of negative energy in your hips and pelvis area. So with stretching it, it releases that, lets it go. It's the holidays, be happy. And at any time, if you can lay flat down, by all means, but you do want to try to keep that left knee on the ground. You can see that my knee raises a wee bit here. You got to think of your breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep that even breathing. And let's push ourselves up. Remove your block or your blanket, whatever you're doing. Now we're going to do a half butterfly fold. So again, if you find that you need to be sitting on your blocks, sitting on a blanket, your beach towel, whatever is good for you. Let me just give you an example. So sit here, it raises your hips a wee bit. Now, I put my foot at my calf because I can feel more of a stretch here. You may feel more of a stretch if you do a fold this way. So whatever's comfortable for you, you play around with it. Inhale, exhale, and hold it here. You just don't want to be wrenching that knee because you do have a bit of rotation in your knee joint, but you really don't want to mess with that. Think of your breathing. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. So I hope you can feel the stretch in the back of your right hip. We're going to hold it here. And let gravity work its magic, pulling that hip joint, releasing those muscles. And pulling yourself a little bit further. Almost every exhalation, you'll feel yourself go a little bit further into the fold. Inhale, come up. And let's do the other side. Extend that right leg. Bend your left one. And like I said, I keep my foot at my calf. You find where it's good for you. You want your right toes pointing to the ceiling. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold over that leg. And again, you want to try to keep your back straight. Now this is called half butterfly, head to shin, heart to shin, but for me it's just half butterfly. Pull yourself a little further. Every exhalation, a little further into that fold. And inhale, and release. Now remove your blanket or block, whatever you may have been sitting on. And let's roll over into plow. So lay flat on your mat, bring your feet over your head. Use your hands as anchors or supports. You do not want to turn your head when you're in this position, so keep it right where it is. Now, whatever feels good for you, I like to point my toes because it seems to give more of a stretch sometimes, or flex those ankles, and then you can feel a little more of a stretch. Whatever feels good for you. You can leave your hands supporting your back or clasp your hands together, roll your shoulders under, and stay right here. Now see if you can extend your neck, giving yourself a little more room. Now reach up, grab a hold of your feet, your ankles, your shins. Come down as slow as you can into a pike position. Slow, 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 slow. Bring your feet down to the mat. And with every yoga position, there's a counter position. This is our counter for the plow. Put your hands underneath your thighs, roll your shoulders back. Push up on your elbows into fish. Let your head hang down. Hold it here just for a few breaths. Calm your breathing. And relax. Now make sure you have a block handy. Bring your feet as close to your butt as you can, so your hands are touching your heels. Push up into bridge. Roll your shoulders underneath. Clasp your hands together, palms together, and hold it here into bridge. Try to push as high as you can. High as you can. Squeeze those butt cheeks. Now grab that block. So whatever's comfortable for you. If this is high enough or you want it this way, let me see how I am today. Oh, I don't know if I can get quite high enough today. Oh, there we go. And stay right here. So this is going to give you a nice stretch in the front of your legs, in your hip flexors. It lets your back relax. You want your shoulders rolled underneath you, palms facing up. And just stay here and relax. Now push up and remove that block. Now we're going to go into supported fish. I use 2 blocks for my supported fish. We're going to put the block right behind our shoulder blades. So whatever's comfortable for you, if it's like this, I like it like this. Get your block adjusted, so it's between your shoulder blades. And I also use 1 block for my head. Your shoulders are rolled back, palms are facing up. Now you can leave your legs straight out. You can put them in butterfly, whatever's good for you. But this stretch helps the extension in your thoracic spine, where we all tend to start slouching. Just let it stretch out. Inhale, bring your arms above your head. And side out. Another inhale, stretch it up. Side out. Now you can leave your hands above your head, or you can start moving your elbows out. Turn your hands so the palms are facing up, making your arms into cactus arms. And you get a little bit of stretch across your chest, slowly bringing your arms down. And once your arms hit the ground, leave them right here. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Now roll off of your block. Remove your block. And we're going to go into Shavasana. So make yourself comfortable however you like to be in Shavasana. Get your props. I like to put my blocks right underneath my thighs and let my knees fall open. Hands, palms facing up. Your shoulders are rolled in a little bit. Take a big breath in and side out. Close your eyes. Now let your feet relax. Feel the tension leaving your feet and your ankles. Let the relaxation move up to your knees. Visualize any stress coming out of your knees, any tightness. Feel yourself sinking. Feel the tension leaving your hips. Visualize all that bad juju floating away. All in your pelvis, your hips, your glutes. You're sinking. Feel your hands sink into the ground, all the tension leaving your fingers and your wrists. Your elbows relaxing. Feel your shoulders, all the tension in your neck, leaving your body. You're sinking. Let your cheeks slide back. Release your tongue from the top of your mouth. Release the tension between your eyebrows. Concentrate on your breathing. Now slowly wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. And when you're ready, roll onto your side. You come to a seated position. Keep your eyes closed. Hold here. Put your hand on your chest. May this practice heal and strengthen my mind and my body. May this practice heal and strengthen my mind and my body. Bring your hands into prayer position. May the light in me join the light in you. Namaste. I hope that practice was good for you today and you're stretchy for the day. I'll be here again, so please join me. We'll see you later. Bye.